Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So I want to do a video that gives a little bit of hope to my subscribers, to anybody new discovering my channel for the first time. And one thing I will say is we all know that we live in a hell realm, a very difficult place to try to enjoy the human experience. Each of us came here, we don't know why, no one asked us to be here, and a lot of people were born into difficult circumstances. Now, no one is exempt from suffering, pain, anguish, all of these negative things that for some reason, which I'll get into in another video, exist. Now, I have a contention that I know what is the reason for most of it. The immediate suffering that goes on here, which is done purposely by this group. I won't even say the name because it seems like YouTube doesn't like that. They always end up putting some stupid little watermark below my video. But I know a lot of you already know who I'm talking about. And this group uses beings that are here, people for whatever reason, whether it's the bloodlines of certain families and things like that, to do their dirty work, to be their gophers, to be their puppets. Hence you have politicians, big corporations, like CEOs or big tech owners, like creators. Again, I won't say names in this video because I don't want to give them any sort of glorification or acknowledgement, but we know who I'm talking about. But one way in which I've started to deal with a lot of this pain and suffering and difficult life as a human being in this form, is that everything is temporary. No matter what is in this plane, in this realm, everything is temporary. Which can both suck and be good at the same time. And when I say it sucks, it's like, if any of you have had pets or family members or whatever, I consider pets part of the family as well. And you lose one, no matter who it is, it sucks, especially if you're really close to that person. Now, I've lost a lot of pets, I've lost family members over the years, and that's sort of what happens as you get older. This life starts to take things away from you, including your youth, including your health, if you don't take care of it. And it really sucks, it's painful. And no one is exempt from it. One thing that I've realized that I know that is real, and it, whether people want to say it doesn't or not, I do believe in the feeling or the existence of this energy which we call love, which is a very warm and unexplainable feeling. And I'm not talking about when you love your girlfriend or your wife. Sure, that if you truly do love this person, yes, that is the feeling. But a lot of people use that word and throw it around and whatever. But if you're a good person, if you're not part of, taken over by Wetiko or not motivated by money and things like that, you'll know what I'm talking about because you had that feeling. If you've lost a loved one, if you've lost a pet, it fucking hurts, And why? Why? Because love. You loved that other being, that other person, whatever. And it sucks. Now, I don't think love is like when people throw that around as well, saying, oh, I love this I love this game, or I love this, you name it, some inanimate object, whatever. That's not real love. You can like something, absolutely, but it's not real love. I do believe there is the notion and the existence of this love, real love. I could do a whole other video talking about that, because I know a lot of people don't believe in it and all that stuff. And I'm not talking about the religious love either, because sure, that might be, maybe people make that association through their religion, their belief system. But really, truly, love is here, okay? And I think this realm would be even shittier if there weren't somewhat a group of good people. So where am I going with this? I've already come to the notion that I don't hold ill will towards these people who are selling out humanity, selling out everything they built, everything that their country stood for or whatever. I mean, countries are also a man-made construct. Everything really is, but I don't think love is, because I felt it and I know what it is when you care about something. But all these people who are gophers and unfortunately, a lot of them have been taken over by the Wetiko through psychopaths and not good people generally, who have done a lot of harm to other humans. I mean, look at 2020, 21. You get the lockdowns, and the other thing I won't mention. A lot of pain and suffering, a lot of issues. People are struggling to make ends meet, pay for things. But the one thing that keeps me going is the fact that I know it's temporary. And I know that may not seem all that beneficial, but it really does help when you start thinking about things. Unfortunately, we can't control what happens for most of things in this realm. When we lose a loved one because of age or disease or accidents, which is insane in my opinion, how senseless a lot of these things are, and no explanation. I know religious people are going to be like, well, it's because God called them. Okay, well, I'm going to address those things in another video. But yeah, everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. The things you own doesn't belong to you, temporary. You're borrowing it. If you're going through a difficult time, it will pass. It will pass. You have to find a way to deal with it the best you can, which, when my mom passed away, and not to make it about me, I had to make the best of it, to try to get over it. It's over, this has been a long time, so you don't have to give condolences. It's been over a decade. But you find ways to adapt, which I guess is kind of another way of torture, but it will pass. You will find some sort of solace. You have to. It isn't good to constantly be down and out, and I think it's better to be conscientious of what is going on in this world. Hence why I do this channel, why I talk about certain conspiracies, certain things that affect us on a daily basis. Also thinking about the existential topic in which, where does life come from and things like that. I love talking about those things, so it really does interest me a lot. But I want you to realize that you're not the only one suffering. We're all going through something, no matter who. It doesn't matter if you have money, it doesn't matter if you're broke, it doesn't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're white, it doesn't matter whatever nationality you are, it doesn't matter what your label is. Everyone suffers in some way or another. Even these crazy psychopathic people, even the villains, they're suffering in their own way. They're doing things that I would imagine that their mother would not have approved of, would not have imagined that their kid would be capable of, which, I mean, that could be another reason not to have kids, right? I mean, we've all had mothers, most of us, I guess, possibly someone that cared for us during childhood, otherwise we wouldn't have reached adulthood or whatever. Sure, there are people who were mistreated as children, absolutely, and that might be the reason why they are the way they are. There's a lot of factors, but the point is everyone's suffering in some way or another. Whether it's a large-scale thing, incident, or something very small and insignificant, like your phone dropped and broke. Okay, it sucks. It still counts as some sort of suffering because you spent time to make the money to get that, most likely. But it really doesn't matter. It's just an item. What to me matters, the suffering, is when you can't even make ends meet. You lose a family member, like I mentioned. The things that really, really hurt, the irreplaceable things, I would say. Who cares about a fucking iPhone? Who cares about okay, they're just merely tools that we're borrowing here. Yet we have to give up time to make paper to buy that thing in which we don't own. I mean, that's also another crazy thing. But what I suggest is just try to live in the moment. Try to, I mean, we can only influence the future now. What's happened has happened. We can only influence the future now in the present. We can't influence the future in the future. You can make plans all you want. You can decide what you're going to do. That won't happen until you've gotten to that point, until that day has come. How I deal with all of this shit is I simply live in the moment. I really do try to look at the good things that I have, and I'm not talking about items, like my cat here, who's laying beside me. Person that I live with who cares about me, and I care about them. I still have some family members, even though they're pretty far away from me. I don't have to live on the street. I don't have to, just things that you have to be somewhat grateful for. Even though we live in this, construct of a reality, who knows who created us, who knows, I mean, there's theories, and I've talked about a little bit about it in other videos, but we really can't do much about a lot of things. It's out of our control. So you have to live in the moment, let go of things, and be a little bit grateful. You don't have to be, oh, I'm so happy. Just be a little bit grateful. And I realize a lot of you are struggling. I realize a lot of you are going through difficult times, pain. And I don't pretend to be some sort of guru who knows it all. I'm just simply saying what I go through, what I'm going through, how I deal with it. And the final thing is, like I mentioned, be mindful that it's temporary. Hopefully good things will come your way, my way. Hopefully, even if we live in this construct, if we can live free from all of these tyrannical, psychopathic people who want to control everybody, whether it's through digital systems, whether it's through this still current fiat currency system, the modern day slavery system, I do believe the more of us that realize that this is happening, we can overcome it. How we escape this hell realm, I mean, the way that life is set up, and I've mentioned it before, a killing field. We simply have to accept it while we're here, but also question and maybe do more research on people who have really investigated a lot of these things. So my message to you is that it feels good to share this with you, because it comes directly from my heart, from how I'm feeling today, because things just happen all the time. This reality is unpredictable. I mean, this group of like psychopathic people who are being controlled, manipulated, and unfortunately have lost their way and sold out humanity. The one thing that I've also realized that I'm not going to be letting a lot of things piss me off anymore, because that's feeding them this negative energy. It feels like they have, they're rent free in my mind, and I don't want that. Let's see what happens. Let's try to, and I don't want to say let's stay positive, let's just be conscientious of what's going on and live in the moment. That's all. I hope, for whatever this is worth, I hope it helped you. Leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think this could help you? It's probably not going to help everybody, because just the suffering really is tough to, especially when it's intense suffering and all at once, many things at once. But yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye for now.